So for those of you that are in the know, anybody who saw the ads for this thing when they were teasing it, it's gonna take a lot of effort from me to not make a Monty Python's joke throughout this video, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it out of the way now.
Who are you?
We are the knights who say...
No, not the knights who say nee.
So today, we're talking about the Springfield Echelon, which is brand new as of right now. So on the surface, this is another striker-fired polymer frame pistol from Springfield, but this one's got a little spice to it. The frames are modular, just like the SIG P320. That means that the fire control unit is the serialized part, so that your ability to change frames out for different materials or maybe some different components is a lot easier to do because the frames are not necessarily serialized. And somebody has been paying attention to what we like on our pistols. These come out of the box with one flush fit 17 round and an extended 20 round magazine. And they come optics ready with the RMR footprint. Good job, Springfield. What that means is that your freedom of choice for optics is pretty broad. You can do the RMR like what we have on ours here. You can go with the 507, any of the 507 series, or the SRO. And where the attention to detail, where I say they're paying attention, really lives in the trigger and in the framework. Their texture, the stippling, I think it's very, very good. It's grippy, and when you grip on the gun, it'll grip you back like it should. But if you look right here, they've gone ahead and undercut the trigger guard. Not once, but twice. And inside the undercut, they've put more of that texture, so when you get a grip on the gun, it bites in and it's along for the ride. And the trigger is very reminiscent of a decent aftermarket Glock trigger. It makes the trigger press very predictable, and the prep is actually at a really good place. When you put your finger on the trigger and you take up the slack, you find that hard wall, and then with just a little bit more effort, you get your click. And the reset, albeit is very short, when you shoot the gun quickly, you're gonna blow past it, and it's in a really good place. And aesthetically, I have to admit that I'm a big fan of the slide cuts. I like how they did the forward serrations nice and chunky so it's easy to grab. But this video is gonna be a little bit different. This gun was bought by the store, and this one is our rental. It was not given to us by Springfield in any capacity. So what that means is I'm gonna have every member on staff who's here right now shoot it, and we're gonna give you our honest thoughts on it. So we're gonna play that footage now. So now we're on the range with the Springfield Echelon, and these are the first rounds through the gun. We literally took it out of the box today at the time of recording. We slapped the RMR on it, we gave the Loctite a little time to cure, and now we're gonna see how the gun shoots. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fire 6 rounds. What I'm hoping to do is capture their initial reaction, their initial thoughts on the gun. This is gonna be a rental gun, so as you come into GFL, if you wanna try it for yourself, you can come on in and do that whenever you're ready. All right, and we're shooting SMB 115 grain at 7 yards to see how the gun does. So these are my first 6 rounds out of the gun. I like that. So it's very reminiscent to something like a Macro or something like a Glock 17-ish type of gun. So I love the length of the grip. I'm glad that Springfield's paying attention and they're giving us what we want, because the longer frame actually gives us leverage to be able to keep the gun nice and flat. The trigger's fine. I think the trigger's totally serviceable. And the optics cut is exactly what it should be, right? It's an RMR footprint, so we're able to put, Holosuns or SROs or RMRs, whatever you want on there. And frankly, I kind of like the way it looks. I'm sure that over the length of this gun, we're gonna see some upgrades and stuff like that come down the pipe. But again, it literally came out like today. So up next, we're gonna have Alex shoot it, and I'm gonna have him give his first thoughts on it.
Hey, my name's Alex. I do inventory and sales floor here at Georgia Firing Line. Normally I shoot Glock. G45 is my go-to. Today I'm gonna put my first 6 rounds through the new Springfield Echelon and see how she does. Wow, okay. That's actually really nice. I'd say it probably is a little bit more like that Glock 17. Very smooth, and it feels pretty good in the hand. So honestly, dude, I kinda don't hate it. I legitimately was going into this thinking like, I don't like the Hellcat, I don't like the XD, and then like this thing is actually okay. Huh, I'm in for it. That's actually very surprising.
Am I looking at that?
Yeah.
All right. Hey guys, I'm Sam. I'm the NFA manager here, trying out the new Springfield Echelon. See how it goes. Not bad. It feels similar to a 320, but with a better trigger. Good job, Springfield.
Hey everybody, I'm Mike. I'm the e-com guy here at Georgia Firing Line. Typically I daily carry either a Staccato 2011P or a M&P 2.0 built here by our gunsmiths in-house. Today I'm checking out the Echelon by Springfield. I'm gonna shoot 6 rounds through it or so and give you guys my thoughts. It's not bad. It's kind of Glock 17-ish with a better trigger. Recoil impulse is not bad at all. Comes straight back when you pull the trigger. Doesn't want to rise up at the muzzle like anything crazy, high point-ish. Wish it had a little bit more stippling, but otherwise, yeah, it's nice gun. Do we know what retail is on this yet?
More than you can afford, pal.
Is it rolling? Yep. All right. Hey there, I'm Levi. I'm one of the sales managers here at Georgia Firing Line. Daily, I carry a Glock 17 with a Acro and X300. Gonna give you my first round impressions on this new Springfield we got. It shoots pretty nice. I didn't really lose the dot a whole lot. Recoil and impulse is pretty good. I like the grip angle on this. The beaver tail is really nice as well. The stippling could be a lot more aggressive. I definitely see that you can slip out of this grip from it. But I do enjoy that it has the undercut already. Trigger's fine. I like how it kind of already has a little bit of a ledge where a gas pedal would be. It's another striker fire gun out there. And we'll have to see what the longevity looks like. The trigger shoe looks cool, being like flat faced. But other than that, it's again, just a new striker fired gun on the market. I think it'll go pretty well. I think people will like the ergos of it, kind of the feel of it. Shot well, nothing super crazy.
I'm EJ Jones here at Georgia Firing Line, one of the instructors. I'm trying out the new Springfield Echelon. So give it a shot here, see how it goes. Looks good. All right, there we go. Not bad. I don't have any, I'm surprised. Not a bad shooter. Yeah, I mean, the trigger felt good. Reset is nice. Fits in my hand very well. I got big hands, so fit real well. Extended magazine, obviously. But it felt pretty good. And I normally don't shoot Springfields that well, so thumbs up for this one. I like it. Good job.
When we first got these in, went over, was playing with the trigger. I was like, okay, that's not a bad trigger. I like that. And then I opened it up and I was like, hey, that looks like a 320. Hey, I'm Ben over here at Georgia Firing Line. I am a floor supervisor. I normally shoot a Staccato P. This is gonna be my first shots with the Springfield Echelon. That's not bad at all. Didn't lock back. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Trying to think what I should compare it to. And say Glock, similar to a Glock. For the money, that's not bad at all. Grip is nice and textured. It doesn't feel like it's gonna slip out of my hand when I'm shooting. Like to shoot it a little bit more as my hands get sweaty, just to see how it reacts when my hands are wet. Trigger is enhanced Glock, I guess I would call. Got a nice reset on it. Took me a couple shots, I think, but once I figured out where that wall was, it was pretty repeatable. That's not a bad gun at all.
What's up, everybody? My name's Luke. I am a shooter over here at Georgia Firing Line, one of the members. Getty is letting me try out one of these Springfields. What is this again? Echelon, Springfield Echelon. So I'm gonna put a couple of rounds through it, see what I think of it, and have some fun. I like it. It's very similar to a Glock and how it recoils. I'm kind of a fan, I'm not gonna lie. especially if I got to put more rounds through it. The trigger is nice too. I like the reset and I like how it breaks. I would give this an 8 out of 10. Yeah, compared to the Glocks that I've shot, I think so.
So the general consensus so far is that we like the gun. It's got great recoil impulse. I think it's very controllable. One thing that I was able to notice from everybody shooting, because I'm standing off to the side, is I get to see how flat the gun is staying in their grips. And it bears mentioning that the majority of our staff has had some level of training, be it from me or from anybody else on the GFL training team. So of course, technique is the most important thing when we're talking about gripping a handgun and the application of leverage, but the gun itself lends itself to it, which honestly is kind of nice to see from Springfield. My thoughts on the gun, I thought the gun shot very well. And even when we put a little bit more gusto behind the gun and we put it into performance mode, which you're gonna see that footage here in just a bit, I shot the gun doing doubles. I shot a couple of build drills through the gun and it felt very good. So here's that footage now. So that's everybody on staff who got to shoot the gun. And a lot of us had very similar opinions. So in that light, now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna run just a couple basic things with a shot timer. We're here at the 7-yard line again. And we're gonna be shooting some 2s, we'll be shooting some bills, and just see what the splits look like, and we're gonna see how the gun behaves. I'm gonna do the best that I can to keep them inside the Alpha Charlie, and we're going to go and see just how the gun runs. Okay, so up first, let's just go for a good old extend and fire 2. So I'm gonna build the grips at compression, I'm gonna extend the gun and fire 2 rounds. Stand by. Okay, there's a lot more room to prep than I thought. It's in a 124, 102 and a 22. A little more gas on it. That's better. 1 second flat, that's what I wanted. And that is a 82 and an 18. 18 on a factory trigger. Let's go, Springfield. Okay, now I'm gonna extend and fire 6. I'm gonna let the gun open up a little bit and see what it tells me. Support hand grip's getting turned on. I'm gonna let the trigger finger go. Stand by. Okay. And a 158, good time. First shot was a 73. We have a 19, a 16, a 17, a 16, and a 17. So here's what I felt. The gun is doing a good job of returning. So this is a combination of the grip angle and my support hand doing its job and being activated properly. I've got one just high that may be a line break, but frankly, for the purposes of this, I don't really care. What's important, there's not a weird hitch in the trigger or anything like that that's causing me a visual delay or anything like that. I'll hit in a 419. Unload, show clear, in the bucket. So the purpose of shifting gears like that is I'm able to see the different size targets and how the dot relates to it. So that in turn dictates my prep and the press on the trigger. I hope you guys could hear it. So what this shows up is a 148 on the first, a 78 and a 69, followed by a 76 and a 46. So the 76 is the transition and the 46 is the time difference between big target to big target. So my initial thoughts on the gun, our initial thoughts on the gun, it's very similar to things that aesthetically, I have to say, I kind of like the way the gun looks. I think it points well. And so leaning towards getting you in the range and getting you to come shoot and have some fun and learn something alongside us. Thank you all for watching, and I'm gonna send it back to Getty in the classroom. So this is a new entry into a very competitive market in the Striker-Fire polymer frame pistols. And where this gun shines, I think it actually does a pretty good job. I'll be interested to see the life of this gun on the rental counter as everybody gets to put their hands on it and everybody gets to shoot this gun and it becomes public for everybody to come shoot starting right now, by the way. If you come into Georgia Firing Line, this will be on the rental counter. Come try it, tell me what you think. Just a quick reminder to all my members out there, members get free rentals and discounted 9mm. So come shoot this thing, tell me what you think. So this is just our initial impression and really our first look at the Echelon. And we'll be tracking this pretty closely and see how they perform moving forward here in the future. And if you guys have any questions about getting started with us or learning how to shoot or anything like that, please come see us. Know that our gunsmiths are outstanding and they do really great work. If you ever need work done to your guns, you'll find all the information you need in our link tree, and reach out to us on social media. We'll be happy to chat with y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day. Be safe.